And welcome back to the Philippine National Qualifiers of Female Esports League 2019. We are your casters for this tournament. My name is Uomin. Together with me will be Neep. What happened in our first game for the second day?
Yeah, so for our first game, we saw Team BB versus FIT Itamrals. That was BB coming out on top with just very clean plays, taking all the objectives and rotating properly around the map. And while that game was happening, we had, I believe it was Ardent Esports playing versus Unfaithful, I believe. I could be wrong. I know that Ardent Esports is playing, but yeah, because of those two games, it's going to be Ardent Esports versus BB as our next match.
Yep, and Ardent Esports and BB both favorites to win this tournament. Of course, this is the Philippine National Qualifiers, so whoever wins this will be going to Singapore to compete with other teams from other regions. I mean, other countries as well. And we are just waiting for the players to enter the Rift. And looking at Ardent Esports, I think they are sponsored by Barcy Esports,
No,
if I am
so
correct.
no, so the pardon?
Uh,
So I believe we're against Amplfy. So this is
Amplfy.
Yeah, sorry. So this is gonna be Amplfy versus BB. So Amplfy is
a team from Tier
yeah,
1.
so yeah, tier 1, but they are the reigning champions. They did win last year in January. So they're trying to defend their title and see if they can go back to Singapore. So it's gonna be a very interesting game. And the thing is, the team Amplify, the players are exactly the same as the roster that won from the first split.
So, looking at Team Amplify, who are the players to watch out for?
I guess the biggest one, the more notable one is Wicked, the
Alright.
jungler, Mika Daime. I'm sure some of you might know her. So she had a pretty impressive performance as the jungler in the previous day. And we'll
Alright.
see if she can continue that performance coming into the next one. So I think pick and ban is just about to start. So we can go ahead and see what's going to happen.
We are entering the first banning phase of Game 2. This is BB versus Team Amplify. The reigning champs versus BB, one of the tournament favorites. And the first ban coming in from Amplify will be that Karma.
Yeah, so we did see BB play that Karma in that bottom lane, and to very good success. They did win that previous game against FIT, so it looks like Amplify was taking notes of that previous game, and we see Corky, so they're just basically banning out everything that BB played in the previous game.
Yep, and we do see a Kindred ban coming in from BB as well. Kindred not that strong in the current meta, but maybe it is a respect ban towards Wicked, who I think plays a lot of Kindreds.
Yeah.
If they are gonna ban this Kindred, I think it is gonna be a respect ban for Wicked. But for the last ban on the first banning phase for Team Amplify, that would be a Gangplank. And Gangplank in the meta right now, a strong top lane.
We've seen Gangplank actually banned against BB every game so far, so I want to make the assumption that Bright One is is just an amazing Gangplank player, and everyone's respecting that fact by banning it away. And we do see Amplify taking away that first pick Caitlyn, so very safe pick, but also a strong pick. And it looks like it's going to be truly just taking the same pick that we saw in the previous game, going for that Sivir.
Yep, and Sivir, we did see what Chule can do with that Sivir, especially when amplified by his teammates and amplified. So anyways, going on Team Amplify's composition, we are seeing a Caitlyn, which does have a range advantage, but the clear speed coming in from Sivir is still the best clear speed for, wave clearing speed for the bottom lane. So Sivir just really strong in controlling waves in the bot lane. Meanwhile for Caitlyn, strong in trading, has high range, high damage, but then again, you have to expend a lot of mana if you want to control the waves against Sivir.
That is true, and let's take a look at the next round of picks. So we saw the Jarvan and Lulu taken away, so that does solidify and finalize that bot lane matchup. So that will be the Caitlyn and Lulu versus the Sivir. Support hasn't been picked yet, but it's being hovered the Janna as that bottom lane pick.
not a big fan of Janna in competitive because Janna is easily countered by a lot of CC heavy supports, but we did see that Amplfy did pick that Lulu. Honestly, I would pick Lulu against the Janna all day just because of the polymorph, but Janna does provide a lot of protection and a lot of reset potential, and not only that, gives bonus damage as well to Sivir whenever the ricochet does land or the boomerang blade. But we did see a lock-in on Sivir early on. If I were to coach a team Amplfy, I could have gotten someone like Braum, someone who can stop the ricochets
Well,
from just
it was the first pick Caitlyn, so Sivir was in response to the Caitlyn.
yeah, but
Yeah.
we did see the
Oh,
Lulu
you're
get picked,
talking
yeah.
about the support.
Yeah, I'm talking about a support. You should take something that can stop that Sivir. But looking at the banning phase, the second banning phase of this game, we do see a Kassadin and an Orianna ban from Team Amplfy. Meanwhile, for BB, they are banning out that Kled and Ahri.
Yeah, that is true. So it's the mid lane and top lane that hasn't been picked yet for both sides. Faker, 5 seconds on the clock. The Corki was taken away, so that's not an option. So what is she gonna pick? The Azir.
All right.
Another very strong, dominant pick. Also very safe. So I do like that pick, given that they don't really have that priority to like last pick and go for that counter pick. So you want to go for something safe.
Yep, and the Corki is banned, so right now the meta for competitive in mid lane, we always see this Corki versus Azir.
Yeah.
LEC, LCS, it's always Corki and Azir. So since Corki is banned, we do see that Azir in the mid lane still running that cleanse that Faker did get on the game earlier, and we do see a Lissandra in response to that Azir. I am expecting that this Lissandra will end up in the hands of the mid laner of Amplfy.
So 10 seconds for that top laner. It could be a Gnar. We have seen a lot of Gnar in the previous day. Kennen is also an option as well, something that we did see a lot, but it will be the Urgot, so it's been working well for a lot of these teams. So Urgot, safe pick for Bright 1.
Yep. And
for Amplfy. And
yeah.
actually, we did see that Bright 1 picked the Urgot in the previous game, right?
Yeah.
So possibly a denial from Bright 1, taking that Urgot away from Bright, and Bright is going to be forced to play the Mordekaiser, the new and revamped Mordekaiser.
Yep. And of course, Mordekaiser just still up there in solo queue rankings in terms of win ratio, but even if Mordekaiser got revamped, I can't say that he is as strong as he was when he got reworked or released post the rework. Mordekaiser right now, even after slight buffs, still not as strong as the Mordekaiser right after rework. That guy was around 76% win rate in solo queue, and that's massive for any champion to have. But looking at this Urgot after his rework as well, has been good in certain metas, certain compositions, but looking at the composition of Team Amplfy, you do have a lot of pick-off potential coming in from the Frozen Tomb and the Ace in the Hole, so I think Fear Beyond Death will be great for Team Amplfy, but for BB, a lot of protection coming in from Janna and range from the Azir as well. And we have to take note that the bonus movement speed from Janna and Sivir will be massive in going front to back in team fights as well.
And I mean, this is all or nothing at the moment. We're in the losers bracket, so both of these teams are going to be looking to try to make it one step further. They're actually one more. If they win this one, they just need to face Team Ardent in the losers bracket finals, and they're going to be heading straight to the grand finals, which will be a best of 3 tonight, with GGTY waiting in the winners bracket for that final. So there's a lot on the line. There's a lot of pressure on both of these two teams. I know Team Amplfy probably aren't happy with the results of their previous day, so they're going to be coming in today looking to just really perform, give it their heart out, and see if they can take this game.
Yep, and for our viewers over here in Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, quick shout out to you guys. Thank you for supporting FSL 2019. And of course, for our supporters of the teams over here, the former champions rather, Team Amplfy is going against one of the tournament favorites right now in Team BB, and I think Team BB and Team Amplfy has their own army of supporters, and I'm just excited to see you guys just supporting your team, even in Guadalupe or in chat. I mean, Twitch chat should be active, YouTube and Facebook as well. There's many ways to support your teams. Just make sure that your voice is heard by dropping down down a comment below. Make sure to share the stream as well if you enjoy watching FSL 2019. And as of now, we are just waiting for the teams to load up in the Rift. The people in Guadalupe are just doing their best right now to keep things in check. And quick shout out to a lot of people working there in Guadalupe as well for FSL 2019. Yeah. We can't do this without you guys. And of course, for every competitor in FSL 2019 for being courageous enough to actually commit into a big tournament like this.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of teams that participated. I believe 16 at the very start, and now we're slowly making our way to, I believe this is the top 4. Yeah, there's just 4 teams left. So from that 16, only 4 remain. And after this, it's just going to be 3 more teams. So it's been exciting. It's been an exciting set of matches over the past day. And I'm personally excited for the finals.
And this is a good weekend to just settle down, watch some, I think we can call it different. We've seen a lot of League of Legends in the past few years, and almost all of the competitive League of Legends is just a lot of male players playing. And FSL, it's in the name, Female Esports League. And having a weekend watching FSL is just refreshing to us to see that a whole community of female esports players are just trying their best to be better players and win championships, get the glory. And of course, you are watching FSL, and again, we can't thank you enough for the support that you've given to the stream and to the players as well playing. We are just waiting for them to just load on to the Rift, and I know that if we're excited for the fight, for the game right now, our viewers are much more excited than us. You can see the comments. A lot of them impatient. They're just wishing for us to stop talking right now and just start with the game already, but we can't do that. They're still loading. We can't start a game when they're loading, guys.
And there's been a lot of support in the chat. Everyone with the support for all the individual players and all the teams. So it's great to see all these teams getting that love and support from all the viewers, and hopefully that helps them. Like you're giving them that power to.
Yeah, I mean it does impact players, of course, and knowing that people support you in your goal to achieve this kind of feat is just very helpful to the way you think, the way you act around your team, and having a healthy mental state for the whole tournament because of your supporters goes to show that supporting your favorite team is always an effective way to help them win. I mean, you can't be coaches, you can't be players yourselves, but you can be supporters to your favorite team right now. But I am hearing a little bit of our in-game sounds already.
So it looks like we're going to be heading straight into the Rift. This is going to be the first game of this. Well, it is a best of one, so this is going to be the only game. Lots on the line. Team Amplfy versus BB.
Yep, and I think this is a standard start. A lot of people just grouping up on the entrances of the jungle, making sure that everyone has a safe laning phase, or maybe a safe early game. You don't want a lot of chaos when the game starts, especially if a lot is on the line. As you said, one more lose for any of the teams here, they will be going home and getting out of the tournament. So this has to be a safe start for both teams. And looking at where the junglers will start, rather, I think the Jarvan will be starting on the red side. Meanwhile, Sejuani will be starting at the blue side.
Yeah, so both starting on the same sides of the map. We'll see if they decide to go for anything interesting, anything unique with their pathing, possibly going for that early gank to just throw off the early start of the game, bring out the unexpected. But we'll just have to wait and see.
Yep, and we do see that Jarvan will be, I think, has the opportunity to have a level 2 gank. He has the red buff. He will be getting that Dragon Spear next, but I think he will be going to the Krug, so he will be opting to get that full clear on the red side as of now.
Yeah, so Jarvan going for that Krugs. We have been seeing that start quite often, so that's probably going to be the Raptors after that Krugs.
Yep, and Raptors, I mean, red to Krugs to Raptors start has a lot of XP into it. Usually you take this route for junglers who would want to scale really fast with their abilities, but of course Cataclysm even if it's a huge ultimate, I still think that the flag and drag combo that you get on level 2 is massive in turning the tides of any solo lane or even the bot lane if you gank early. But again, that is too risky. So I'm loving the judgment coming in from Amplfy here to just take it the safer route and just clear your your camps rather.
Yeah, matchups seem to be pretty even so far. Gold lead, not really noticeable. No CS lead either. And alright, pings in that middle lane. This might be the first gank, but they're not sure if that side is warded, so.
Yep, and we do see Jarvan hovering over the mid lane right now, and I think Zir might be in trouble. Doesn't burn any summoners. We are watching the minimap right now, and I think he just dashed to safety, judging on how fast they actually moved on that minimap. But looking at the top lane, Conquerors are popped, and the Urgot dashes to safety. But look at bot lane, a lot of damage coming in from the auto attacks up this Janna. Janna with the Aerie, and of course, empowered auto attacks because of the shield! What happened to Shift?
Yeah,
That's...
they'll just one hit away, so I don't think Shift was expecting that either, but that does set her back quite a bit. And I'm not sure if they were able to notice. Able to notice that either. So let's take a look and see if that really sets her far back.
Yeah, and of course, having to die in front of your red buff is a little embarrassing, especially in competitive play. We did see Doublelift do it once, but turned into a meme. So Shift right now, I think a little bit of the pressure has gotten into her rather, so I'm not quite sure why that happened, but again, as you said, it will set back the timing and of course the XP as well. Jarvan is already level 3 and about to get level 4, judging on the camps that he has been clearing, but he did encounter that red buff. He knows that the red buff hasn't been taken yet.
Yeah, so it looks like he was aware that the Sejuani did get executed.
Oh, but hold that thought. In the top lane, Flag and Drag won't land. The flash will be there for Bright One as he tries to escape that gank, but something happened here.
Yeah, so it's just a bit of a spectator bug, so we'll see what exactly happens.
Back to the action we go. One more auto attack. There's really no way that this Mordekaiser will die because he flashed away from that Flag and Drag. But then again, that's going to be a summoner burn for Bright One, and Wicked can just go back in the top lane for a return guy.
Yeah, so the flash was burnt, like you said. That does put a bit of pressure onto this Mordekaiser now. She does need to be a bit weary of the Mordekaiser, of the Urgot, possibly going for any all-ins, and now it's the Jarvan who can just play aggressive because
Wicked
Jarvan
tries
knows
to be in trouble. Flag and Drag lands, but Aftershock is mitigating a lot of damage, and this is going to be 3v2. Wicked will be running away, but the flash will be there for Shift. One more, and that's going to be first blood for Wicked with a flag, and Missy Hops just 1v1ing this Mordekaiser. The red buff is attacking the Metal Man over here, and that's going to be 3v1, and a free kill will be going to Amplfy as Azir will try to get away and will be successful in doing so, but Team Amplfy getting a 2-for-0 trade early on in this game.
Yeah, and it was actually the Azir that walked away with the red buff after all of that. He was able to get that last soldier hit before fleeing the fight, and that is going to put Sejuani quite a bit back. She's now 0-2, so good on Wicked identifying that the execute did happen, that the mistake was made, and just being there to try to punish it as hard as she can. And she's been doing this throughout the entire tournament. She's been a very oppressive jungler going for those aggressive invades, and it's really been paying out for her.
Yep, and of course, aggressive plays, if done successfully, will always reward you with kills and objectives if, of course, the map is going with you, but as of now, no major objectives spawned yet. That's going to be first blood and a bonus kill. So 2-for-0 right now, 6 minutes inside the game, roughly 2k gold lead. That's 1.5.
Yeah, and I want to say all because of that red buff, but I think it's not yet over. Of course, BB can still make it back into the game. They do have that Azir, who has that red buff, who is going to be able to apply a bit more pressure in that middle lane. And the bot lane is also going to slowly build up that lead as well. We should be expecting Truly to go recall and buy her own BF sword.
Yeah, and of course, BF Sword, one of the power spike items early on in the laning phase of any bot laner. The damage coming in from BF Sword for its value is just really nice and helps you a lot in your goal and actually controlling your wave. Because if we are talking about competitive League of Legends, it's not always who pushes first, it's about who controls the wave to their advantage and to their strategy.
Yeah, and
And
yeah, I just noticed how deep the warding is actually from Team Amplify. They have a deep ward right there where the Gromp is, so they know that Sejuani is taking that blue buff right now, and this just further complements that strategy that they've been applying of just being very aggressive with these jungler evades, and it's going to be especially potent given that Sejuani is slightly behind at the moment.
yep, and of course as Sejuani, you don't want to get behind at this point of the game because Aftershock paired with Frost Armor, sure, it gives you a lot of resistances in armor. But after that few seconds after Frost Armor and Aftershock is gone, you're basically just a meat shield for your whole team and you're gonna be easily killed off. So what you want as Sejuani is having that time to just farm up and get the items that you need to be tanky even without Aftershock and Frost Armor. So right now, I think for Sejuani and of course for Team BB, they have to slow down the pace of Team Amplify because Amplify right now, as far as I'm seeing, they're controlling the pace even with the Sneaky Dragon right now.
Yeah, so the dragon will be taken away, and I don't think BB knows what's going on, so first dragon already, 8 minutes in for Team Amplify in just a few seconds. That Scuttle Crab going to spawn as well, so that's a bit more extra gold on that bottom side of the map.
Yep, and there you go. Lulu will be helping Wicked as well in clearing that dragon, and it is an air drake, and this is early on in this game. A lot of roaming potential will be coming from this Jarvan, especially with the bonus movement speed from that air drake. Clears the scuttle as well. The control ward is nicely placed over there. They don't know that Wicked is there, but I think they do feel that the jungler is around the corner in this bottom lane.
Yeah, that is true, so Wicked will recall a bit as the wave has already pushed up, so there's not much danger for this BB bot lane as it is a Sivir and Janna. Quite a lot, decent amount of ways to disengage. Mads trying to do her best to bait out a possible all-in commit, but it looks like BB knows what's up. They have already pinged back there in that bottom lane, and looks like Jarvan will just recall as both mid laners are already rotating towards that bot side of the map. Small
But there
exchange.
you go, a small exchange here in the mid lane. Lissandra being able to hit that Q in Azir, but Azir again in extended trades against an Azir, you wouldn't want to stay near a soldier, and the range coming in from his Q as well, and the soldier range is just massive compared to the ranges of the spells of Lissandra. So right now I think Faker does have the advantage in terms of range, but the moment Missy Hops lands a crucial snare or a stun without his cleanse, that's going to be huge in terms of ganking.
Yeah, that is true. And pings in that mid lane as it might be a possible Jarvan gank. However, Jarvan was spotted by that control ward, so not really gonna happen. And the gold lead is still quite close. Like it's a 1.5 gold lead in favor of Team Amplify, but it's still very early. Those gold, all it takes is one skirmish to really swing that gold around.
Yep, and maybe
wins the
just
game.
one solo kill as well, but that's gonna be Missy Hops just burning his dash over there, but Wicked is there to respond, the Lulu as well, and Amplify.
Yeah,
Can I just say that it was a great response? 3 people responding to the counter gank. That just ensures the safety of Lissandra.
yeah, that's just very great instinct from both teams. Both teams saw an opportunity in that middle lane to go for a play, and while nothing while they weren't able to secure any kills, it's still shows and exemplifies how skilled these two teams are and how they deserve to be in this top 4 of the tournament, as that does require a decent amount of coordination.
Yeah, and of course the game knowledge and game sense as well to know when to back off, because a lot of people, when they commit, they just commit. They forget that part of the game is knowing when to commit. And right now both teams, BB and Team Amplify, has been showing that they know the game enough to just back off when you know they won't be able to just be successful. But look at this top lane, the Flag and Drag Cataclysm combo will be landing. Bright One trapped inside that R, but That's gonna be a 2v2 in the top lane. They are calling it quits, so I'm guessing that's still a lot of pressure around the map. Nothing happening, to be honest, but the pressure around the map has been canceling out each other. That's why nothing is happening.
Yeah, despite being trapped in the Shadow Realm, it looks like they decided to just back away, hide in their separate corners, and wait for the rest of the team to just come, and so they could disengage that fight. But 2 flashes burnt, like you said, so that's a bit more pressure, especially given how this Rift Herald is up, and there's no dragon on the bot side of the map, so all eyes on that Rift Herald at the moment.
Yep, and of course the Cloud Drake is helping Wicked right now to just roam around the map, and Shift still trying to clear her camps is a level behind, and no, actually not a level behind, so this is actually impressive by Shift. Even 0-2 and 0, still on the same level as this Jarvan. But of course the gold will be different because we do see a one kill and 1 assist advantage.
Yeah, that is true. Jarvan already has that jungle item already complete, so he will be clearing a bit faster. And again, just a little bit more trades in that river, trying to establish that bottom river control. As the dragon is up in a minute, Scuttle Crab is also a decent amount of gold.
Look at Misty Hops trying to get Faker. The cleanse is there. Faker just flashing out from that fight. 3 people from Amplfy is securing a little bit of vision towards the dragon area. Dragon will be spawning a minute from now, and we are just waiting on which team will be able to secure the vision that they need. But Shift is looking at this Lulu. One Emperor Shurima will not be hitting on 3 people, will hit the Jarvan instead. But look at this, Sejuani. Shift will be the first kill as Ainz gets a kill, and that's going to be a second kill for Amplfy, as well as Faker gets down to this Lissandra, and this is going to be an Infernal Drake for Team Amplfy.
And that was a beautiful collapse by Team Amplfy. All 5 members already there to just respond and go for that aggressive play, go for that aggressive punish, and they're going to be heavily rewarded for this very impressive play. They're going to get that dragon, they're going to get several plates in that bottom lane, and now they're going to use this opportunity to apply a bit more pressure, probably get some wards down in that jungle. And it shows that this is why that they are the reigning champions. This is why they went to Singapore in the first split of SFSL, as the coordination and synergy was just very high.
Yeah, looking at the combo that they did, sure, they engaged and burned a lot of spells on this Azir, and Azir was able to survive throughout the fight, and actually was the second kill of that fight. But then again, Amplfy choosing the right targets at the right time actually won them that fight. And for BB, I'm guessing that they need to, I think, restart their whole mental state right now. BB looks to be shell-shocked in skirmishes. They're not really pushing into any objectives when Team Amplfy has been sneaking out dragons, setting up vision on the objectives. For BB, I think they have to remain calm at least. They have to create plays around the map that won't result to a free kill, but Yaya will be flashing away from that Jarvan. Again, for BB, they have to slow down the pace of Team Amplfy.
Yeah, that is true. So BB, they're still in it. It's not yet over. They have their big items. Look at that power spike. They have that Essence Reaver on that Sivir. They have that Nashor's Tooth. So they can definitely go head to head with these trades. It's just a matter of finding those opportunities and not getting demoralized, as you said earlier.
Yeah, and of course, being down by 3k means that Amplfy has been doing a lot of good things around the map, but 3k is still winnable. I'd say 8k would be the margin where a lot of teams will probably lose. Yeah, but right now we are still in 3k, so one team fight can change this, and Sivir is known to win team fights just because of the massive AoE damage that she can deliver. So it's going to be up to Chule and Faker to actually just finish off a lot of people from Team Amplfy, because the moment they have free time to just free hit around that fight, that's going to be a team fight won by BB.
Yeah, and we do see the rotation towards that top side of the map. They want to still apply this pressure. They know that Mordekaiser doesn't have the flash yet, as it's the exact same time as Jarvan's. and it looks like they're just really going to be posing and positioning themselves to take this Rift Herald, as this is really the objective that kind of pushes you over the top and creates a very significant lead.
Yeah, especially if you take it before 14 minutes, but we are 17 minutes, roughly 17 minutes inside the game. But look at the damage coming in from Ainz. That's disgusting. A crit with the headshot forces Chule to flash away. Teleport is up for the Sivir, but damn.
Yeah,
Ainz.
that's the early Infinity Edge just doing what it does best right now. And
But hold that thought. Frozen Tomb will be burnt on this Sejuani, but Frost Armor tries to save his life. Cataclysm will be burned. Aftershock that prevents the inevitable, but that's actually going to be a dead Sejuani, as Amplfy will be trying to dive this bottom lane. That's going to be a dead Janna for Team BB, and I think Amplfy is just pushing Team BB in every way possible right now.
Yeah, so they can reset, and they are in a very good position to take this Rift Herald if they need to. Actually, they did already take the Rift Herald, my bad. So that fight was in a response from take this. So they took the Rift Herald, and then they immediately went top, and they were able to catch someone off guard in that Sejuani, as Sejuani was trying to pose for that steal, but it's Lissandra. Lissandra can get over that wall and just punish you for being out of position, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. And for Lissandra as a champion, a lot of CC slow, CC soft and hard CC. The slow coming in from Q, the snare from the W, and of course a stun from the Frozen Tomb. You can't escape Lissandra without flash or cleanse. And for Sejuani, he already burned his flash. And he already burned his dash. And the Frozen Claw was just enough for Lissandra to have the space she needs to secure a kill on Shift. And Shift right now, 0-4-0. Her performance on game 1 was indeed stellar. But right now, I think she needs to recalibrate some of the things that she's been doing around the map, just in order for BB to survive long enough for this Sivir to scale.
Yeah, and here's an opportunity by Shift. We did see that Caitlyn was temporarily out of position, but they opted not to go for it as they didn't have vision on that Jarvan or on that Lissandra.
Yep, and Dragon will be spawning 20 seconds from now. This is gonna be another big fight in the Dragon Pit. We've been seeing a lot of fights near this area. If there's a heat map of where the team fight is happening, it's always near this Dragon. But we are looking at the vision score right now. I think it's Team Amplfy who has the better vision around this Dragon area, and for BB, they have to have at least a little bit of vision over that Dragon area if they want to contest this. But looks like this is going to be another free Drake for Team Amplfy. That's 2 Cloud Drakes paired with an Infernal. A scary combination indeed.
Yeah, so 3 Dragons already, and they're just going to pop this Herald to try to force that middle lane turret. And BB can take the decision to force a fight here, but I think they just might let this one go, as Jarvan's already in position to go for that fight.
Yeah, and a lot of damage coming in from this Rift Herald, and I think this is going to be another pop on the inner turret, and that's going to be it for this Rift Herald. But that was an effective use for that Rift Herald. What you want is to get this mid lane outer turret rather out of the way, because it always creates some kind of pressure on the early game where you get to control this map for free. The moment this mid lane outer turret falls down, it's gonna be hard for whichever team loses that outer turret, because that's a huge chunk of the map you lose. And that's gonna be a Cataclysm. Emperor's Divide throws him back to the turret. The shielding from Janna will be massive, paired with an E, and Faker with a massive outplay. That's gonna be a shutdown kill for Sejuani. Great play coming in from this Azir.
Yeah, very good play from both the Azir and the Janna, and that's kind of what you need to kind of come back into this game. So the Jarvan is gone. A lot of spells were burnt, and it's going to be BB trying to do their best to take what they can. They're pinging that middle lane turret. They really want
Boomerang
that.
Blade, Chule attacking Ainz, but Ainz safely under the turret, and I think BB will be able to take this outer turret. A lot of people from the Team Amplify right now.
Teleport from behind, Lissandra.
Look at this. Lissandra, we're just waiting right now. Frozen Claw hits 2, and that's gonna be a Frozen Tomb, but the Death Realm sends him to another world. But look at Janie just in the middle of 2 people. The Mordekais are going wild, but that's gonna be a double kill for Janie as Faker enters the fight. The Frozen Tomb is used against the Sejuani. A triple kill for this Urgot. Might be a Penta, but the Lissandra will be taking a kill on the Sejuani. A great quadra kill for Janie over there.
And that was an insane team fight from Team Amplify. The flank from Lissandra followed by Urgot just establishing her dominance, popping that ultimate. The Lulu ult coupled with that Urgot was just destroying everyone at that moment. And meanwhile, you had reliable, consistent damage from the Caitlyn in the backline. And this is going to be a straight Baron coming from Team Amplfy. And what a huge swing of tempo and of gold, because we thought BB was going to come out on top after that play, after getting that pick onto Jarvan, but it's actually Amplfy.
Oh, but look at this.
Ooh,
teleport on the backside. The death timers are really short, low in HP. They have to flash out. Baron is still not going down. Bright One with the killer instinct. The frozen tomb will not land on anyone. But this is a Baron low in HP. Will they be trying to get this one?
I believe the Baron reset, so...
that was sad.
But the mission was accomplished. They did stop Team Amplfy from taking that Baron and furthering their gold lead. So, small victories for BB. And that's kind of what you need if you want to make that comeback, as they lost a significant amount of ground from that mid lane team fight.
Yeah, and I just love the decision making coming in from Bright One over there. Immediately teleporting at the backside of Team Amplify and knowing that Ains, Mads, and Janie was low in HP in that Baron pit. And the moment Bright One teleported over there, Amplify, I think they noticed that it was big enough of a threat for them to stop the Baron. And if they did continue with that Baron, Shift was already there. Death timers was fairly short when they got aced.
Yeah, that is true, and the levels aren't that big of a difference between Shift and Wicked, so it's not like the Smite steal is out of the question. There was definitely a possibility where Shift manages to steal away that Baron from a low HP Wicked, but getting them away from that Baron pit by the Bright teleport was, I think it was worth it.
Yeah, it was indeed worth it, stopping them from taking the Baron. But again, that is a small victory. These small victories, as you said, they have to pile up for BB. One more small victory, or even a couple, would mean they will be back in this game and will have a big chance in taking the late game. You do have an Azir, you do have a Sivir, but right now, Team Amplify is still dictating the pace. They just have to mitigate some errors that they made early on. And for BB, just stall out the game. I think that's the best way to actually get the higher chances to win.
Yeah, and speaking about stalling out, you have that Sivir who can clear waves. Azir and Sivir are like the kings of wave clear, and it's, if you're gonna stall out a game, it's definitely gonna be when you have that Sivir and Azir available to clear those waves. And if we take a look at the CS, we do see that the Sivir is staying in line with Caitlyn CS, and the Sivir and the Azir rather is actually ahead of Lissandra CS wise. So they're doing a good job of that stall that you were talking about.
Yep, and for BB, time is on their favor right now. And for Amplify, it is a ticking time bomb if you look at BB. If you don't finish off BB right now in the mid-game phase, late game will be harder for these guys.
Yeah,
Chule and Faker on this Azir and Sivir, again, as you said, kings and queens of wave clear, but also of AoE damage in team fights. The moment they get the items that they need to at least apply a lot of damage in team fights, that's gonna be huge for BB. So for supporters over here who wants to see BB win, don't close that browser yet. They're still inside this game. Just show your support for them and wait for them and hope that they stall this game towards the late game. But for Amplify supporters in their streams right now, just pray that they finish off BB early on in this game, because Azir and Sivir is just really hard to deal with in the late game.
Yeah, that is very true. So now let's go take a look at the Baron. We do see that Baron is being poised after the wards are being cleared away, so it's something that they really don't want to concede over to the other team.
And of course, Baron is one of the best, actually the best objective to try and win the game. Empowers your minions and your stats as well. Gives you the best opportunity to just get the objectives that you need to win. But BB just hiding in their own jungle, trying to find a kill. But the control ward coming in from Amplify keeps them safe in that bush. Of course, you wouldn't want to just throw that frozen tomb in mid-air, but that's going to be Shift trying to clear it out. Might be in a tough spot. Missy Hops will be jumping in, but a dash is there for Shift as it keeps him safe. And right now, Neep, what do you think is happening around this map, and what do you think Team Amplify is doing to pressure BB?
Yeah, so we can see that they're going for a 3-1-1 split. So they're trying to apply as much pressure as they can, as they know that they're stronger on an individual level just due to the sheer gold lead that they've amassed. And you have to also take note that they have three Cloud Drakes, so that does allow them to rotate across the map a bit faster. So they have that liberty to.
But look at this. Lysandra trying to get the Sejuani, but fails to do so. But again, I think this is going to be a free inner turret for the top side.
Yeah, that is very true, as this top lane turret will fall. Pressure still being applied in that bottom lane, and that teleport still available.
Yep, and Janie, even if she's 4-0-2, this Mordekaiser still deals a lot of damage with that Q, especially if Urgot is isolated. And of course, the stats won't matter once Death Realm starts. So I think 1v1 wise, Mordekaiser does fare off against this Urgot. But look at that, a quick kill on Yaya, and Amplify is looking to take their second. The Baron is up, and I don't think that BB can contest without their Janna. Maybe they can risk for a steal, but that's a risk that is highly I think I'm gonna be highly doubtful with that.
Yeah, there's a lot of pings going down. Mordekaiser has his teleport in a few seconds, but right now the Azir can poke over the wall, and the Sejuani is already poising to try to go for some sneaky play. Urgot, he's just standing. She wants to make that teleport, and she will make that teleport now, as they're committing to this Baron. They want this Baron, and it's all up to the steal at this point.
Yep, and they do concede that Baron to Team Amplify. And looking at the kill score right now, we are 28 minutes inside the game. 12-1 is the kill score. 4 Drakes in the side of Team Amplify, and that's going to be a 12,000 gold lead for the side of Team Amplify as well, just showing everyone in this tournament what the former champions can do.
Yeah, so that's a lot of gold to Team Amplify. They have their items, they have that Baron buff, and they're just going to keep pushing for this win. And BB is just going to have to do their best to just stall as much as they can. They're just going to have to see if they can possibly pick someone off. They have that Sejuani ultimate available. They have that Mordekaiser ult available. So there's a lot of ways where you can just pick someone and just try to force a 4v5.
Yep, and of course, Mordekaiser, just one of the best champions to pick off someone just because of a death realm. Just put them in another world, try to kill them in that realm, and go out as the victor. But then again, that's a stat check champion if you ask me. And by stat check champion, you have to be stronger than the person you are using ulti with. So I don't think that Urgot is a legitimate option, but sending Caitlyn or Lulu or even Lysandra to the death realm will be highly effective for Bright One. But then again, how do you reach someone like Caitlyn or Lulu in a team fight? So it's gonna be up for Sivir to give Mordekaiser the movement speed he needs. But then again, here's the clear speed that we're talking about. BB has been defending Baron empowered minions for the past minute, and it has been effective. But right now, the inhibitor turret, but hold that thought, that's gonna be a 4v3 rather, in the top lane, and Mordekaiser will be entering that fight. Flag and drag will hit to 2 people, and the Janna uses the heal. So much damage coming from Ace and Hole. I was legit speechless at that.
Yeah, Janna almost died from just one Caitlyn ultimate, and this is gonna free up some space to really take this turret down, as these turrets are just slowly gonna fall one by one.
Yep, and of course a lot of harassment coming in from Faker in trouble, I think. Amplify Missy Hops gets a kill on this Azir as he bows down on the Ice Queen. Fear Beyond Death hits on one, and that's gonna be 3v5 as Amplify takes another kill. Flag and drag hits the Sivir, and Sivir flashes away to safety, but one more auto attack as Ainz is on a killing spree. This is gonna be 5v1. Janna is the only survivor, and I think this is gonna be game as the former champions of FSL takes the win against BB.
Yeah, very convincingly. 16-1, 16,000 gold lead, and kudos to BB. They had a pretty far run deep into this tournament. They placed 4th, which is quite impressive. But in the end, it was just Amplify. They were able to show why they won the previous split, like you just said, and it's convincing. Like, I'm convinced that, wow, these guys are good.
And of course, we have to give credit on the way Amplify played that match, it wasn't only the individual skill, but the judgment as well. And we have to give credit to BB as well. BB on the early part of the games were actually good enough to match the pressure coming in from Amplify. But then again, maybe the fatigue is a factor, the stress as well. But on the later part of the games, it has been Team Amplify just having the superior team fighting ability to get more skirmishes won, and that skirmishes led to great objectives, and the objectives eventually led them to the game. And of course, that's basic League of Legends. And for Team Amplify, we do know that I think one of the high-profile teams right now in FSL, especially they are the former champions, and a lot of publicity coming in from Tier 1 as well. So kudos to everyone who worked with Team Amplify to give us the product that we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
It's not only the players, it's the staff as well, it's the coaches, the analysts, and of course the extra work that the captain puts in, and it's all of that added into one great team. And for Team Amplify and Team BB, GG well played to you guys, and congratulations to Team Amplify for continuing in this tournament. And we have been your casters for this game. My name is Uomi, and together with me is Neep, and we will be right back.